All right, time for our first skincare story time. Welcome back to the Candace. So, I know you're like, my God, this girl hasn't been gone. This girl has been gone for forever. And let's get into it. Basically, you read the title. Yes, I was afraid to leave my house. I was agoraphobic. So, around 4th of July, so y'all know the timeline, it's July, I got really sick. While I'm doing that, today's skincare is I have an AHA mask on. I just wash my face. I put the mask on, and I'm oiling my hair, oiling my scalp. My goal for 2026 is to be more consistent with my personal goals, and that kind of goes with whatever. So I moved up to Atlanta in October, and I felt great. And I was like, I don't need medicine anymore. Like, what's the point? I'm cured. So I stopped taking my medicine on a consistent basis. Now, if I had like a flare up, like, oh, my chest was hurting, or if I thought I ate too much sugar, I might take a, high blood pressure medicine. I might take some sugar pill, metformin, keep it moving, but not on a consistent basis like I used to. And I also stopped taking my magnesium at nighttime, which I didn't know did a lot for my anxiety as well as improving my sleep. My braids were done by me. I have a little ombre. I really wanted to go blonde, but I chose this color, and I didn't know how much the black will show at the roots, but as you can see, it shows a lot. So yeah. What else happened? Where was I? So I happened to take my medicine, and I got really sick in July. My nieces and nephews was doing a summer job, so I was basically a taxi, and that was my activity during the summer. I wasn't really working. My hours got cut. So financially, I had just graduated. I was about to graduate in July. I graduated in August. And so my finances was hitting. So I had a lot of extra stress because I wasn't getting no hours. And I was also not getting no financial aid no more. I didn't really realize how much I was dependent on my financial aid for the last 2 years until it stopped. And summer came. Now, summer, of course, you have no hours, so it's like the worst time for the financial aid to stop. Okay, so I think that is enough of grease on my hair. All right, so we're gonna let that sit, and we're gonna continue with the story time because I have a little bit more left for this mask to sit. So I got really sick. I mean, really sick, like my blood pressure. But on the same tip, I couldn't get insurance. I didn't have insurance, so I didn't pay my policy. I didn't pay my premium, and then boom, my insurance got dropped. That's the story. Ain't no sugarcoating that. My fault, my negligence. So, for months, I was trying to claim, hey, I need some insurance. I'm a really sickly person. I need some insurance. And I hadn't had insurance for a year. So, it dropped in January. So, all the way till July, half a year. No insurance, no medicine. So, I got really, really sick. So in August, I started a new July. In July, I started a new job, which qualified me under Obamacare for new insurance. So I got new insurance, and literally, I started in July. It started in August. August 3rd, I was in the emergency room. It was so urgent care. It was so bad that she was going to literally send me to the emergency room if my pressure didn't drop. My pressure was like 186 over 114, and before I started taking medicine, that was my normal. I didn't know I was sick until I went to the doctor, and it's like, this is not normal. So she gave me a Clonidine in the thingy, and she was like, if your pressure doesn't drop, I'm calling the ambulance, and you're going to the ER. Lo and behold, my pressure dropped. My heart was also enlarged because of high blood pressure. She also referred me to a cardiologist, and she gave me refills of the medicine that I used to take. So, now, going to the doctor, the urgent care, it was 15 minutes away. That was the scariest 15 minutes of my life. When I say that I had a beyond panic attack, and My sister was driving. I thank God my sister was here, because if it wasn't, she wasn't here, like, I don't know how me and the girls would exist for the last 6 months. I miss 4th of July. I miss back to school. I miss birthdays. I miss everything because I was afraid to leave the house. Like, literally. Sometimes, like, I can manage in my complex, but, like, even going towards the gate to exit gave me anxiety. So, moving on. So, we're at the ER, back to the ER, and, like, I'm having a panic attack. I am scared. I don't think I'm going to walk into this building. I think I'm going to collapse. And I was like, well, I'm going to die. I don't want to die in front of my daughter. Like, that's what I'm thinking to myself. Like, literally, I'm like, let me just walk into this building and collapse. Then she'll find out that I'm dead, and she won't see me die. Lucky behold, Jesus had other plans, and I did not die. Thank you, Jesus. So that was August. Also with August, new insurance. I got a new primary. I started taking my medicine. Maybe 2 weeks worth of strong. And yeah, like, I couldn't drive my car. So I was like, okay, I gotta go to this doctor. I gotta force myself. So I had to literally put some, like, magnesium in my system, like, to calm myself down. I was, like, kind of loopy, and that's how I survived my first car ride to the doctor. And I was like, hey, doctor lady. And she was like, yeah, okay. And she did some blood work, and everything was normal. Body was stabilized. So I really wasn't a lot. But she referred me to a lot of people because, one, I had that cardiologist work. My heart was enlarged. 2, I have diabetes, so she wanted to check my eyes, and sleep apnea, because I asked for, like, Ozempic. And to order qualify, you have to do, like, a lot of stuff for insurance. Like, I'm literally overweight. I've been over my whole life. I've been on Mounjaro. Let me get back to this. Only problem was I still had this agoraphobia. So, like, even going to the doctor, I tried to go to the sleep apnea appointment. I get on the expressway. I have a panic attack. My sister had to pull over on the middle of the expressway. Like, it was that bad. So that was in, like, let's say not August, September, maybe October. September. I took my first mammogram. That was scary as well. But by the end, the medicine had kicked in. That was like October. And it was okay. And she drove on the expressway for a while to Emory, which is great. The mammogram was great. Whatever. My daughter's birthday, we were supposed to go to Disney World for her 13th birthday. But finances said no, as well as me said no. And so she basically got a bunch of money, and she was very happy about that. So thank God for that. So then my birthday came around, and I started to take my medicine, and I said, you know what? I want to start driving. I said, I'm going to start driving, Candace. I want to start driving. And so I want to get back in my car. I want to get back to my life. I want to okay. And one thing about fear is fear until you say it's not fear. And I know until I leave my house, it's not fear. So this has been 5 months of me trying to leave my house and having panic attacks. Like, I'll literally go to the gas station and, like, have a panic attack. I'll literally try to go to the car next to, drive to the light, but only make it to the apartment next door and have to come back. That's how bad it was. So I was like, I'm driving my car. And it's like Thanksgiving weekend now. And it's the week before the Thanksgiving break. So I'm like, I'm going to drive my car this week so I can take my nieces and nephews to Six Flags for the last time for the season. The season closed at the end of November. My oldest niece worked there, so she got free tickets. She got, like, a lot of free tickets. So I was able to take all my other nephews and my other nieces to Six Flags for free. So I was like, bet, I'm going to drive them. Actually, there's a whole bunch of parents coming. I really wasn't going to go because clearly I couldn't go nowhere. But then I was like, I want to go because I want to take my littles. The youngest ones. The oldest ones are going to do roller coasters, but the youngest one, I had to stay home because the oldest one's going to do older stuff. So I was like, I'm going to take my littles. But mine's just going to be cold that day, but I'm going to do it. So I started off on going to Dollar Tree, which is like a mile away. And I made it to Dollar Tree. Had no anxiety. I was, in my head, I was, oh my God, am I okay? Am I okay? Am I going to have to sit in this parking lot for a while? Am I okay? I'm okay. And this was like the Friday before Thanksgiving week. Went to Dollar Tree, got my hair, did my own hair. Went to the hair store again, finally. Just got some weed to braid my hair. And what else? And then I got some KFC because I really want to try those wings and wedges again. They do not taste like they were when I was younger. So I finally tried those. And I felt so good. I was like, I'm going to take my dog to the park. Well, me and Paula went to the park for the first time in 5 months. And so I was like, okay, good. I'm good. I am good. I got this. I got this. So the day of the trip, my cousin's car break down, and so like I have to take them in order for them to get there. I have to pick them up. So if I don't go, nobody's going. So I'm like, I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Mind you, Six Flags is about 5 minutes away if you're on expressway. 5 minutes, and if you're on the street, it's about 10 minutes because we literally live like two X. Once you get on the expressway, it's like an exit away. So you have to get to the expressway. But now going to my nephew's house, it goes the opposite way of the expressway. So it's better for me to drive to keep the ride the street. So I got the street and I was good. And mind you, I haven't been out the house for more than about 2 hours, 3 hours. Because remember that Friday before I went to Dollar Tree, KFC. I also went to my leasing office. So I was like, okay. I got this. I got this. I got this. So I haven't been at my house for like, hours. I'm like, oh my God, am I going to be okay? If anything happens, my car will be home base. If anything happens, I'll force the big kids to watch the little kids. I'll go back to my car if I have a panic attack, and I'll just sit there in my car until I calm down and then be able to take the kids home. That was my plan. Mind you, it was 40 degrees, freezing, and it's a lot of walking. I forgot how much walking Six Flags is. My foot hurts. My foot was hurting for days afterward. Like I just barely don't have that cramp in my leg, and it is Tuesday, and this was Friday. That's how much it hurt. So I was like, okay. That's in my head. I'm thinking if I have a panic attack, and it was like I didn't go on my normal rides because once again I didn't know the light was gonna trigger something. So I was like, y'all go by yourself. I'll just sit here. So all I did was basically sit in different spots around Kittyland, Six Flags over Georgia. But lo and behold, we made it to Six Flags over Georgia. I am so blessed, and yeah, one step at a time. I have yet to drive on the expressway by myself. I have a doctor's appointment next week for my annual women's wellness pap smear test. And then also I have to have some other appointments for those specialist appointments that I didn't make because I had panic attacks prior to. So, yeah. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to try to drive on the expressway probably like around Friday or Saturday before my appointment to see if I can get on by myself. And if not, I'll just take the street. If I get on the expressway, it's like 15 minutes. If I get on the street, it's 30 minutes. So I really want to try the expressway because nobody got time for that. But thank y'all for watching. And more fashion videos is coming up. I have some fashion ideas. And thank you so much for supporting this channel. And let's get to 1,000. A road to 1,000. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.